Right.
Sorry. No, you're good.
I'm sorry, I have no clue what happened because I didn't do anything either.
That's frustrating.
Yeah, I've gone through all the settings here. Oh, why? Yeah, I've gone through all the settings.
Do you want to? And say we could use that wireless mic, but I don't know where I'd put it that it would get sound even remotely well.
Yeah, no, I feel like just ambient the camera mic is better. Well, thank you.
Yeah, I apologize. I wish I knew what was wrong. Do not. What's up?
face. Let's go around.
Have a nice evening.
How are you? Getting these pictures? Good.
Oh,
I really want to hear it. But it tells And now,
Okay, this is not.
welcome to tonight's concert. Thank you. You didn't have to stay here all week since last Thursday. Some of you did, and I appreciate that. That's a joke. We were so. But you know, I was a little worried last Thursday we didn't have the concert, and I was a little worried what that would mean, a week off and Easter break, but I was hearing the kids today, and I think you're going to be pleased. I am so pleased. They are pleased. So proud to present them to you tonight. This is our Strings 1 group. They didn't hold these instruments last August, and I think you're going to just love to see the arc of progress they've made. Parents, thank you for setting aside a space in your house, a space in your heart for a beginning string student. It's not easy to listen to a beginning string student, but the rewards are great. Better than a trumpet, that's all I can say. So I hope you enjoy. Our first piece is called Dance of Fire. Come up with any pagan ritual you would like to imagine and enjoy Dance of Fire. No, maybe. Yes? Okay, now the next piece is fun with the classics. How many of you remember Lone Ranger? Those of you over the age of 25. Okay, do you remember the name of his horse? Silver. Hey, yo, Silver away. And the name of his sidekick? Tonto, of course. So we're playing the theme to the Lone Ranger. Okay, now there's another famous one. You probably, some of you know who Rossini is. No, but you do know what Clenny is. Okay, in Elmer Fudd. The scene where he's making a salad on Elmer Fudd's head, that's what we're gonna play. Okay, so next time someone brings it up at a cocktail party, because that always comes up. You say, oh, that piece by Rossini. Yes. All right, and we're also gonna play some Beethoven. What do you think we're gonna play? Jointly. We are not Symphony number 6. We are gonna play some Symphony number 5. Although it's never referred to as Symphony number 5, it's always the 5th Symphony. You know, where fate is knocking on the door, but we're also playing some of Beethoven number 6 with his pastoral symphony, very relaxed and very beautiful. So enjoy some of the themes and have fun with the classics. Now on to lighter fare. We are going to play some themes from Pirates of the Caribbean. Going to take just a second to leave this on the stage for intermediate. Intermediate violins, Jesus can come on stage. So this first piece we're going to play was written by Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, and he wrote it, don't get intimidated, when he was 6. Maybe he had some help from his father, the girls will never know. Maybe he did. He might have had some help from his father, but I think he proved himself worthy of not having help from his father as time went on. So whether or not he did, it's pretty darn good. So enjoy. got back, I knew I was going to be about 3 minutes late for class, and you never know quite what you'll walk into. If you're 3 minutes late to class, I walked into a rehearsal already in progress in my class. I'm not asked who started it, because any one of these kids would have said, hey, let's practice such and such, and let's start at such and such, and they were rehearsing without me, and that's just something that I just was so choked up about and so proud of. I mean, that shows incredible independence of spirit and the desire to learn, and I just love that about these students. This next piece is called Legends of Glory. So you can paint your own picture of a story, any number of Game of Thrones type scenario you'd like to paint, and listen to the music as it takes you on a journey. So every once in a while, a student Well, many times students will come up to me and ask, can we play something from this something or this movie or this piece? And I try to entertain those wishes as much as I can. Can't always, because sometimes there's not an arrangement for that piece for strings in the level of the orchestra you've got to work with. But Erin Fisher here asked me, she said, oh, please. And sometimes I'll say to the kids, if you can find an arrangement, I'll look at it and see if we can do it. Well, Erin sent me, I think it was before Christmas, Thanksgiving, some holiday, sent me this arrangement of this piece. It wasn't an arrangement I could use, but it got me thinking about what I could do. And so it's from a movie that I love, actually. It's Howl's Moving Castle. If you've ever watched the movies of, it's this Japanese animator called Ghibli, and there's a whole, if you talk about, someone's a Ghibli movie lover, he has some fascinating movies. And so this movie is very cool, Howl's Moving Castle. It's a castle that gets up on legs and walks, and it's very cool. And so this theme from it is the merry-go-round of life, which is just really charming. And so I'm really thrilled every once in a while when I can help provide a piece that my students really love. And the other classes are a little mad they didn't get it. But anyway, I'm really thrilled to be able to play Howl's Moving Castle today. So this first piece is from, everybody knows the play, The Moor's Revenge. Nobody knows that. Anyway, it was written in the 1600s, and the fun fact about it is that the woman who wrote the play, for which this music was written, I know Women's History Month is over, but indulge me. The woman's name was Afra Ben, and she was reportedly the first woman to make her living, to earn a living as a writer, so in the 1600s. Way to go, Afra. You might recognize this music. If you don't recognize it from your last attendance to the play The Moor's Revenge, then you might remember it from Pride and Prejudice, which was on TV. So if you've ever seen the 1944 film adaptation of Henry V, okay, with Laurence Olivier, and some of you remember Laurence Olivier. He was as big as Tom Cruise, I promise you. Am I right? Anyway, William Walton, a phenomenal composer who wrote one of the most outstanding viola concertos that is standard in the repertoire, was really a big composer of music for film. And in this 1944 film, he wrote a lot of music for it. He was of the opinion that when he wrote music for film, it shouldn't be played outside of that setting, that he really intended it for that. Except for these two pieces that we're going to play for you, that are listed in the program. So these two pieces were played in that 1944 adaptation of Henry V. And one is during the death of Henry V, and the other one is during a love scene. So enjoy the music of William Walton. those rooms where the kids can practice, make beautiful music. That really touches the heart. Our next piece is by Gustav Holst. He worked at a school named St. Paul's, and so he wrote a piece for the students there, and this is one of the movements of that suite, the jig from the St. Paul suite. Thank you, thank you. This is one of the best groups I've had in a long time, and they just keep getting better and better. And you can hear them, you can see them, you can feel what they feel. Now is my favorite and least favorite part of the year, because I have to say goodbye to seniors. And you can see what's coming. I have to say goodbye to 6 seniors, and I like to say a few personal words about each of them. So I am going to do my best to get through this, and I'm going to start by saying goodbye. I would like you to say hello to David Trent. So I'm going to read this as best as I can. David, you can sit. David Trent has been playing the violin since the 8th grade and came to Webb and the Honors Orchestra 3 years ago as a sophomore. He's narrowed down his college choices to Cumberland and Belmont University, where he hopes to major in biochemistry or any major related to pre-med. One of David's favorite orchestra memories was that time he was chosen to play alongside Mark Wood from the Trans-Siberian Orchestra during our concert in the gym. He was chosen in large part by Mark. I had nothing to do with it, because David had memorized all the music and was so enthusiastic when he played, and so he was very deserving of that honor. David wants to be remembered for his diligence in performing his tasks. Well, I can say without hesitation that I will remember David for being diligent. In fact, when he comes to talk to me about homework, he tells me in advance exactly how many questions he has. Mrs. Hull and I have 3 questions about this week's homework. He's a rather unique young man in that regard, in that he's extremely goal-oriented and will let nothing stand in the way of his study and work habits. When he first came to Webb, he had a fire in his eyes and a determination to be the best student on campus, which he often was and which he often is. But something that was missing in the early days. And he and I would talk from time to time about the fact that there might be more to the Webb experience than just great grades. That he could try and take some time to make better human connections with other students, with his teachers. He was a little taken back at first, but he always listened and he always asked questions. He always showed the greatest kindness to others in class, especially if someone was struggling. He offered many times to work with the student during his free time. After a while, David started to realize that making friendships did not have to stand in the way of his path to academic excellence. And soon he was a very popular student, as evidenced by the cheering he received by the entire upper school when he received his book awards last year. They appreciated his academic excellence and knew he was a great guy as well. I love spending time with David because he will put on no airs. He's always humble and always gives his honest opinion. I feel incredibly fortunate to have been able to teach David, for rarely have I encountered a student so intent on getting everything right, whether it takes 10 minutes or 4 hours of practice. He's a rare gem, and I see really great things in his future. You're going to be an outstanding doctor. Aaron Kaiser. Aaron Kaiser has been playing the bass since 7th grade. He'll be attending the Citadel next year in South Carolina. He'll be majoring in general intelligence, followed up by entering the Marine Corps as an officer. So before I go on, Jack, could you swing your cello around in the audience? I need to teach you all one little thing about the parts of the instruments. These 2 masterfully carved shapes in the front of each string instrument have a name that reflects their shape, which, as you might be able to tell, is a beautiful F. So the name of these beautifully carved shapes are called F holes, much to the delight of the string students everywhere. So now you know a little bit. Okay, now on to Aaron's favorite orchestra memory. My freshman year, I accidentally dropped a Jolly Rancher into the F hole of my at the end of class. That weekend, I took it home and spent hours trying to get it out with a flexible grabby tool I found in my dad's toolbox. The Jolly Rancher was covered in dust and therefore deemed inedible. But that was okay because it was the green apple flavor. Okay, so I love this memory because it is so Aaron on 3 fronts. Number 1, I didn't even know this happened until last week. I wrote this down. Aaron likes to keep things close to the chest, as they say, and I admire that. That's Aaron thing, number one. Number two, Aaron dislikes green Jolly Ranchers, most of all the Jolly Ranchers colors, as do the majority of web string students. You may not know that I keep an ongoing stock of Jolly Ranchers in my classroom, and so I've gathered this flavor preference data over a number of years that might be of great interest to the Jolly Ranchers company. I can see Aaron holding up his dusty green apple flavored Jolly Rancher, considered eating it, and then discarded it only because it was green, not really because it was filthy. He has standards, but they're very, very low. Number three, Aaron didn't whine about this at the time. He didn't ask for help from me, and he found a way to solve his own problem. He took his bass home to get his candy out, which is a big deal because transporting a bass is usually avoided at all costs. And all web bass players have a second instrument at their home to practice on. So he accomplished this without me even knowing it, which, while it does accurately describe Aaron's industriousness and ability to accomplish something on his own, he's also able to accomplish things under the radar. Well played, sir. Well played. Aaron, along with playing the upright bass at web, has a deep love of playing the guitar and is very talented on that instrument as well. In fact, he'd like to be remembered as the best guitar player to have ever been taught by Mrs. Long. So no, you are. Aaron, you should know, is an Eagle Scout, an honor he earned last year. He also earned the Webb Award for the junior who embraces creativity and innovation and embodies the spirit of discovery. In saying goodbye to Aaron this year, it seriously gives me great peace of mind knowing that Aaron, who is choosing to have a career in the military, is leading Webb with an independent and creative spirit, is able to accomplish great things undetected, and is someone with a depth of soul to want and need the expressiveness of music in his life. That's someone I want to defend, and he did. Carly Byford. She's been playing the violin for 7 years at Webb since the 6th grade. She's most likely, well, she told me today, attending Belmont University in the fall, planning to major in nursing. One of her favorite memories was participating in the huge concert we gave in the gym and playing alongside Mark Wood, which of course took 5 to 6 months of preparation during a pandemic, limited teaching time, sitting 6 feet apart, and I was so enormously proud of the kids for putting on such a great show. Carly wants to be remembered as a kind leader and inspiring player. I will certainly remember Carly as a kind and quiet leader and a conscientious player. She participated several times in MTSU's honor orchestra and plays her violin in every church, every Sunday in her church orchestra, and has done that for years as well. In 2021, Carly was crowned homecoming queen and took her walk across the football field that evening with grace in her beautiful blue dress, even though it was freezing outside. The fact that Carly didn't show how cold she was the night of homecoming is reflective of her personality in so many ways. Carly loves science and is currently taking 3 science classes, 2 of them AP, in order to better prepare herself for her career in nursing. Last semester, she earned Student Scholar of the Month, and we heard several quotes from her science teachers talking about her dedication, her hard work, and the honor she displayed on a regular basis. Does she have a free period as a senior? No, she does not. Does she turn in her weekly work and playing tests late for my honors orchestra class? No, she does not. Most importantly, does Carly ever complain about the workload she signed up for and completes with accuracy and grace? I think you can guess the answer is no, she does not. For those of you who attended our fall concert and saw Carly and Bailey fit me with a wonderful Halloweeny cape before each of our Halloweeny pieces, you might not have known that I told the 2 girls, I'm counting on the 2 of you to take care of me in my old age. You, Carly, will be my nurse, and you, Bailey, will be my doctor. For all the criticism that Gen Z gets from the boomer generation about their lack of work ethic and addiction to technology,
I have to say that when I see what I've seen, Carly really breaks that mindset. It makes me incredibly optimistic about what her generation has to offer and how she will help lead us through all of the challenges that face us now and in the future. Carly, thank you for sharing your musical talents with me over the years. Thank you for your leadership, and thank you for making music such a large part of your life outside the web, as well as inside. You'll be an incredible nurse. I have no doubt about that. I greatly miss your sweet playing and your sweet nature. Daily Brock. Bailey has been playing violin for 7 years, also since the 6th grade here at Webb. She's excited to be attending Case Western Reserve University in Cleveland next year, where she hopes to major in neuroscience and pre-med. One of her favorite Webb performance memories is one of our Pops concerts many years ago, when we played the theme to the Me Games while having students, it's hard to explain, they had sweatshirts on, and then they put a mannequin head up here, and the sweatshirt went above, and then they walked like this. I had to be there, but it was great. And they walked down the chapel aisles. She says it makes her laugh every time she thinks about it, and me too. Bailey is an organizer, a doer, and there were many times over the years that I offered her a position to be my personal secretary to keep me kind of organized. She wants to be remembered as the person who lets me know that class is over when my alarm doesn't go off. As if that ever happened. Yeah. Actually, I can just hear Bailey's soft and precise voice saying, Mrs. Mullen. And that's really all it takes for me, as she's the type of student who would not speak up if it weren't timely and important, and so you listen. Isn't that something we can all aspire for? Just to say enough to make a difference? Bailey processes emotions and events very deeply. We've laughed together and cried together, talking over events that happen at school or in the world. She asked me and my husband to join her and her mother to a fundraising event last year. Sounds fun. What's it for? For domestic abuse survivors. Okay. So we went, and we enjoyed an evening together, and then we danced like crazy people to 80s music until our feet hurt. It was a memorable evening. Bailey has tried to embrace so much that Webb has to offer, and always goes full steam ahead with her projects and ideas. For her junior project, she dressed as a cowgirl, then sang and played The Devil Went Down to Georgia. Earlier this spring, she deservedly earned Student Artist of the Month. On prom night last year, she texted me after the dance and asked if she could pop by my house to show me her dress, which she did. I think she was so full of joy from the night that she wanted to share it with me as well. What more can you ask from a student than to be valued enough to be asked to be part of their joy? I tell you, it doesn't get any better than that. Thank you, Bailey, for being you. Steve has been playing for 6 years since the 7th grade. She plans on majoring in biology, but hasn't decided yet where she'll attend. Some of Natasha's best memories are of hugging me in middle school a lot. That is to say that every time she would see me on campus, she would want to hug me for years. And so at some point, she wants you to know that I had a very loving and gentle conversation with her, in which I told her that I love her with all my heart, but I couldn't keep up with all the hugging. But that in no way did it mean that I loved her any less. She also has great memories of eating cookies after the concert, so parents, there are a lot of them downstairs. She wants me to remember as a student who makes sure she gets her homework in on time to me. So, Natasha lives out in the countryside and typically has weak Wi-Fi, so she consistently has trouble uploading her playing videos and work to me. But she is such a diligent student, seriously that she refused for this to cause her to turn in her work late. Several years ago, her work was due at midnight on a Saturday, and I traveled to Raleigh to visit my son, and at 11:55 p.m., I get a text which wakes me up, because of course I thought it was some sort of emergency. No, it was Natasha telling me that her assignment wouldn't load into Canvas, and please don't count it late. That is one of those teacher dilemmas where you don't know if you should be really thrilled that they're so conscientious or ticked off because they woke you at midnight. Anywho, we had a discussion the following Monday on texting protocol with the not too subtle hint that she'd be blocked on my phone if she didn't learn the protocol. Natasha says that I love that I had the opportunity to learn another instrument, so thank you for teaching me how to play. You are welcome. Natasha came to Webb straight from London as a 7th grader with the most adorable British accent. While that accent may have faded in the following years, what remained and flourished was her determination to succeed, her sweet and hugging nature, and her love of music. I will miss Natasha so much next year and wish her all the best. Come back to see me for a big hug anytime. Jackson Holst. Jackson's been playing the cello for 5 years since he came to the Webb School in 8th grade. He's narrowed his college choices down to Virginia Tech University and Denison University in Ohio. He hopes to major in engineering and minor in music. One of Jack's best performance memories was when he performed a movement of the Ensemble cello concerto in the chapel just a few weeks ago. By the way, Jack organized this completely on his own, contacted the chapel organizer, found a backup track with piano accompaniment, practiced with it. If the immediate standing ovation was any indication, it was incredibly well received by the student body. I completely agree that is one good performance memory. For Jack's string orchestra legacy, he only wants to be remembered as the best cellist of all time, or the Yo-Yo Ma of Webb. In class, Jack slingshots between the cellists who perform the first movement of the Ensemble cello concerto in chapel, and the students who doesn't turn in his 3-minute playing test in time for weeks on end. I don't see him move quickly very often, and I really admire his ability to walk into a room with his hands deep in his pockets and moving no faster than if he'd come in early. He has a slightly angular view of the world, meaning that he just approaches situations in a way that makes me tilt my head from time to time. I once tried to explain this to him, saying that I think if I ran up to him in a panic, saying that a hippo was chasing me and I was in great danger, he would very, very calmly ask, "How big was that hippo?" It's good for me to have a student who sees and approaches the world so differently than I do. By good, I mean it made me get back to meditation and deep breathing exercises, and encouraged me to remember that there are many ways to approach life in music. Thank you for stretching me, Jack. So teaching Jack, who has come so far musically since the 8th grade, has been incredibly rewarding and frustrating at the same time. But then that really sums up teaching, doesn't it? Here's what I know for certain, that Jackson is incredibly kind and sweet and feels music deeply, and that his engineering brain has a lot of space left in it for this magical, creative part of him that is music. And that makes him wonderful. Good luck to you, Jack. I know you're going to be just fine. So there you have it. One of the best batches of seniors to ever graduate from the Webb String Orchestra program. Seniors, it's my deepest wish that you keep playing your instruments in ways that bring you joy. And when people ask you if you studied music in school, Smile and always tell them the best memories from Orchestra. So the next piece we're going to play, I chose because I like some of the lyrics. And this is to my seniors. It's been a long day without you, my friend. This is after they've gone. And I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. So let the light guide your way, holding every memory as you go. And every road you take will always lead you home.
There's a reception downstairs. Thank you to the parents. I'll see you. When I see you. I'll see you again. Good
Hey guys!
Yeah, a little bit. Almost every concert.
How you doing? Good, man. It's Alzheimer. It's the good time. All the students are just so energetic this time of year.